did pretty much everything we wanted to do except for get one more goal than them. We're not going to look for excuses.
We've been in spots like this before, and can't dwell on it. You got to move on. For the most part, I liked our game. I liked our compete. Give Carolina credit; they played hard as well.
Just go out there and do your job and don't let them breathe.
I'm excited to be at home here and have a chance to put a stranglehold on the series.
Push our will on them. All right, let's get greedy tonight.
I have complete and utter confidence that they can close the series out. Do you want to be just like every other team and win one and be done? Or do you want to become special?
Welcome to We. The Thunder. I am Shooter, and I have the stash with, or no, we don't have the stash. Where is he, Tom?
He took the night off.
He is out tonight, but we are here after a huge 4-2 Game 2 win for the Lightning. We're going to break down the game. We're going to give away a T-shirt. We're going to talk about this series, and we're going to get Thomas Schooley's kind of first take so far, since you kind of we lost you during the Game 1 post-game show. So actually, why don't you start us off, Thomas, and tell us what you thought about Game 1, since we didn't get your full opinion on it, and then tell us a little bit about Game 2 here.
First game, it was just – it looked like it was a lot of feeling out for the Lightning, trying to figure out what they needed to do. I think Cooper over this past 2 days made quite a few comments, and then you saw Stamkos come out with some, and Hedman, and all the big guys were talking. And then today the sleeping giant got awoken, because the fourth line became the muscle and the first line became the beauty, and our blue line, they got tired of being talked about that they haven't scored any goals yet. And then Ruda is the one to break the curse. First playoff game ever. And what was the worst officiated game I think I have seen in quite a long time. So many calls, and then there were so many makeup non-calls that it was horrible. We'll go over that because I know we're going to see a lot of things about that point power play that should never happen, that led to the 1-1 tie goal. But it was the fighting. The fighting is, they woke up the sleeping giant, and they're going to go back to the Florida Panthers style and kick their ass and score goals. And they showed it tonight. They're not afraid. It looks like Sorelli may have been injured on that very last scrum, but it looked like I'd seen his face was bleeding. So I think it's just a little cosmetic, need a little stitch or two.
Just a cut, yeah. I agree. I thought the refereeing tonight was pretty bad, and I liked how the fans were letting them hear it about it as well. But it was kind of bad on both sides, and we'll get to some of those calls. So I see some already in the chat here. We the Thunder. So if you add hashtag We the Thunder to your post tonight, that is how you can win a Smack Apparel shirt that we're going to give out here at the end of the show. So make sure you add that to your comments. We're also going to open up the phone lines tonight. So let's put the number here in the phone lines. It's not even a number, it's a link. All you have to do is go to this link and join the show, and we'll definitely take some calls tonight if anyone wants to jump on. By the way, we're both working remote this evening, so we are not in our normal habitats. So thanks for joining us anyway. All right, so links in the chat, hashtag We The Thunder. Big win tonight, 4-2. Let's break it down, Mr. Schooley. Early in this game, a couple turnovers. Chernak had a rough start to this game at the beginning. And then we saw kind of right off the bat in the first couple minutes, the fisticuffs breaking out in this game, which happened throughout the game. And even as you mentioned, at the end of the game, we were still fighting them. It was Maroon, the big dog. And I'm with you. I thought the Lightning kind of came out and wanted to play bully this game, and not just bully like fight, but also on the scoreboard. And that's kind of what they ended up doing. At one point when it was 4-1, New York just kind of looked lost. But before we got there, it was a tight game. You saw that New York took a penalty, a high stick, and this was after that Maroon fight. So it was 4-on-4, and then it was a 4-on-3 for a little bit. The Lightning had 5 shots on goal on that power play chance, but no goals on Varlamov. And then, man, that first period was actually pretty crazy as I'm kind of looking through some of my notes here. Tampa Bay scored their first goal. That was the point from Kucherov, 1 of 3 assists for Kucherov tonight. That was I wish I had a screenshot of that, or I need to go pull up the highlight of it on Twitter or something, because that was the no-look behind the net pass from Kuch to Point, who was not going to miss that one. That was a beauty. And then you had a pair of Tampa Bay penalties. One was a Stamkos slash, big deal. The other one, though, is the one that Thomas already brought up. So that was the Braden Point gets checked into Varlamov, and Braden Point gets the penalty called on him after he was clearly pushed into the goaltender. We saw the same thing happen last series. Was it last series or the Florida series? Remember, it was Kucherov got sprung for a breakaway, got checked into the goalie. Kucherov went to the box. This was the exact same play. Mm-hmm. And once again, the Lightning end up on the short end of the stick. And this one hurt because that's the goal that tied it up. The New York Islanders scored. Brock Nelson with a lucky just rebound that goes right to his stick. Tough save for any goalie to make, just making those reactions. So they tie it up. And then, of course, another fight breaks out. Maroon and Martin, a few different fights in the background are going on, and you can tell what kind of game this is going to be. And usually that doesn't stop. You can tell what kind of series it's going to be from here, and that's going to be pretty physical. And by the way, I didn't mention, when Braden Point slammed into Varlamov, he left the game, and Sorokin came in, and we barely even got any shots on him during that.
He didn't leave the game. He was pulled. He was staying in there, and the concussion spotter pulled him to test him. And then we only got 6 shots on the backup before Varlamov came back for the second period.
Yeah, so they did get 6 off in the rest of that first period, and that's what was driving me crazy. I was like, oh, man, we even had a power play at the end of that first period, and we must have got 1 or 2 shots off on that power play, but we decided that we were just going to pass it around that power play. We weren't going to take these shots, which, of course, we saw they ended up scoring on a lot of those later.
They looked really lost on that power play.
Yeah, so I left that period thinking, man, we got to start shooting on this goalie who just came in off the bench. But, of course, the second period starts, and the first thing we see is Varlamov's back in net. But as we found out, it would not matter. Tampa Bay scored their second goal. It was a Palat goal from Kucherov. Another beautiful play by Kucherov. That was Hedman that hit him on the deep pass. And Kuch it wasn't the best pass. He didn't really receive it the best. So he kind of hit the brakes, got it to Palat right in front. Ridiculous. And NBC kindly just points out, as soon as we score that goal, the Lightning has 6 players on the ice. I'm like, well, isn't this a makeup goal then for the New York Islanders power play goal that they had with the, Braden Point running into the goalie penalty. So, yeah, two bad calls that led to, definite scoring changes in this game. So the refs, I think, all around were pretty bad in this one. A couple chances for the Lightning. Ross Colton had a really great chance, didn't go in. Point had a couple opportunities in that second period. Vassy had a huge save at the end of the second period with less than 10 seconds left, and I thought that was huge. And then it was really that third period where we saw the Lightning start to take off. They scored a couple minutes in. It was Ruda. We mentioned it earlier. That was actually the first goal a Tampa Bay Lightning defender has scored in this playoff series. So it took us this was our 9th win in third playoff series, and this was the first one that we've had a defensive man score a goal. And then Hedman scores another one on the power play. I don't know what Zajac was thinking. He had that really bad penalty on Stamkos, and then he slashes Goodrow, and he causes 2 back-to-back penalties, basically. And I'm just thinking, this guy's asking for it, because once the Bolts go up 4-1, forget about it. And that's exactly what they did. You saw kind of Hedman switched up a different look that we haven't really seen on that power play as Hedman skates towards Stamkos' spot. And they switched spots. And the puck, Hedman had the puck, but he got rid of it. But the puck got back to Hedman, who didn't miss, and it's 4-1. And I think everyone from Tampa and Distant Thunder out there at that point, we knew that was the end of this game. And we did see the New York had one more goal. Barzal had a rebound goal. We had the fights towards the end. You had Gord fight Kemerov, and then you had the ones right at the end. And hopefully Sorelli's okay. So I want to hear from the crowd. We got a caller coming in. We'll bring on. We'll put the chat out there again. I want to definitely hear about 3 stars of the game. I believe the 3 stars from NBC was Cooch at 1, Hedman at 2, and Vassy at 3. So I would love to hear.
I thought it was Hetty at 1, Cooch at 2. Maybe it was the other way around.
Was that NBC? I swear NBC had Cooch at 1 with the 3.
But did you see at the end, Maroon calling out some of the Islands players, and then you had Coleman getting into it with Martin there at the end. So it's going to definitely bleed over to Thursday night's game, unless Trotz tells them you need to calm it down, because they went right into Tampa's trap. And I think this was Tampa's game. Tampa told them, Coop said, let's bring them into these penalties. Because what did they only have? 2 penalties last game? I think it was 2. I think we were 1 for 2 on the power play last game.
Yeah.
This was definitely a different look on that, because what's his face? Martin got a 10-minute misconduct too. So there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Martin,
yeah, he did.
Fight.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I expect to see a lot of penalties called now in the next game, which, that's only got to be an advantage for the Lightning. And let's bring on Buck's Skull Gang. And let's see. I don't see him here. Let's see if we can bring him on here. Buck's Skull Gang, are you there? We'll bring him back when I see him again. But, yeah, keep throwing those 3 stars of the game in the chat. I want to see if anyone has anything different from Point, Cooch, and Vassy, or the other ones had been Cooch and Vassy.
So
Elizabeth here.
A stat that the NHL just tweeted out was Kucherov has assisted on 20 of Braden Point's 32 career playoff goals.
That's insane.
62.5% of Point's playoff games have been assisted by Kucherov. 2 who at this point right now, I think they both will go down in the Hall of Fame one day. Definitely Kucherov. Point still has some to show. But could you imagine having that stat from a Hall of Fame player like Kucherov, that all your passes have came from? And less turnovers by Kevin there. What's funny is Cooch is huge on those turnovers, and it's those passes that were the assists tonight that actually went in the net. The last couple of games when he did those same things, it went to the opposite team's player. So when I saw him feeding those, like the no looks, he's bad on those no looks. I was like, shit, go straight to the Islanders player, but it ended up going to a Lightning player and into the net. Buck Skull Gang is back there. Shooters frozen.
There we go. There he is. Hold on. Let's see him. Buck Skull Gang. What's going on? He's got. Yeah, we can hear you. No, we can't. All right, Buck Skull Gang. We'll have to catch you next time. I don't know what's up with your connection. I'm out in the mountains. I'm in the middle of nowhere, and my connection seems just fine. But
no, you froze up there for a minute for me.
I think that's when we brought him on. Anyway, we'll put the line back out there. If anyone else wants to call in or give it a shot, you can call in. Remember to put a hashtag We the Thunder in your comments. We're definitely giving out a shirt today from Smack Sports Apparel. But yeah, huge win tonight for Lightning, 4-2, asserted their dominance. Do you think the Lightning can sweep the rest of the series now? They just have to win 3 games in a row.
I think they'll lose one in the barn. That is a tough place to play. The only thing is that Cooper does better on the road than with the matchups because he doesn't get to pick them. So we are now 4-3 at home, and I want to say 7-2 on the road this year. So the road is where we want to be. Home ice has not been the best for us, but let's see. We have not lost back-to-back games still, going back since the sweep to Columbus. We now every series have lost the first game on home ice. So everything's trending that it's still the same playoff series over and over again, with hopefully the same outcome, and that's Tampa winning it. I have a question for the people. Do you think the scoring was bigger tonight was more important, or the physicality was more important? Because I thought the fourth line was just third and fourth line was out there killing it, but they didn't score. You had that first line scoring, and it was great to see the sleeping first line finally score. But I thought that physicality coming back in this game is really what set the tone and is going to set the tone for the rest of the series.
Yeah, and that's their job, right? To set the tone. Like that third line, they usually are starting most of these games, so they're kind of setting the tone early. And the fourth line, and we've been talking about it all playoffs, they just have kind of had a spark. And let's take a look at exactly how many minutes they had tonight, because I always get blown away when I see like Tyler Johnson and Maroon only had 7 minutes. But yeah, they played a little bit more tonight. Tyler Johnson was over 9. Maroon was over 8. Ross Colton only had 6 minutes, but still made an impact. And I think that's what's really important about the Lightning third and fourth line is they're not just checkers, right? They do that and they can also score. And that's why the Lightning are so successful is because when that first line's down, they usually get that secondary scoring from that, at least that third line or second line, and then the fourth line is just a bonus. But the thing is, they seem to always be threatening. Like they're getting scoring chances when they're out there, in addition to doing their thing with checking.
I'm not sweaty.
Look, Scott, he's in it's a sweatshop hotel room there, wherever he's at. But yeah, I like Jesse's comment here. No turnovers, being physical and shooting the puck. I thought early they were a little hesitant with shooting the puck, but they definitely started pouring it on a little bit more. And
I think they need to look at that PK of the Islanders. I think now they know. They talked about how they watched enough footage to see what they needed to do in order to win the game. I think now they need to just watch some more of that PK footage and figure out how to break that PK. They did it against Carolina. They made some adjustments and then was able to pretty much score on them. I think they need to do that a little bit. Jesse, you say that, and I'm in my hotel room, and I have it up on the TV right there. And I was thinking,
I see him too.
I was thinking the same thing. Martin looks like he's like about to cry up on that screen up there. I can't hear what it's saying because I have it turned down for the show, but just by his face, it looks like he's about to cry over there.
I'm seeing the same thing on the TV here. Those two were the best skaters, I thought, for the Islanders tonight. I know Barzal scored one of the goals, but I thought Nelson and Martin were all over the place. It seemed like Brock Nelson always had the puck, and it seemed like Matt Martin was trying to always hit somebody or get in a fight with somebody. He went with Maroon kind of a couple times. So that's good. That's what the Lightning needed to do. We knew they needed to bounce back this game. I think everyone on this show thought that was going to happen for Game 2. And now we've got ourselves a 5-game series. We still have that home ice advantage, although we know that doesn't matter too much. And, watch out. If the Lightning can win the next game and somehow steal 2 in New York and come home with a chance to clinch what should be the Eastern Conference Finals at home, which they could not do last year when they were in the bubble, watch out. And this team can do it. So we'll see what happens here on Thursday night for Game 3, this time in their barn. I expect a lot of the same of what we saw tonight, and I expect the Bolts' third line, fourth line, and their depth to really come through, and Vasi to shut it down again.
Yeah, who was that? That save at the end of the second, that Vasi. I thought that was probably the save of the game. And I think that was what sealed the deal for the Lightning. I think had the Islanders scored on that play right there, that could have been a momentum killer at the end of the period going into the next period. So I was trying to figure out who it was that I had a tip of my tongue, but now I can't remember who it was.
He does that all the time, but yeah, that one was with about 5 seconds left in that second period.
OVA.
Was it?
OVA was stopped.
And at that point, it was only 2-1. So if they put up that second goal with 5 seconds left in the second period, third period might be completely different.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I just didn't see. I was never worried at all that these guys were going to lose this game for whatever reason. Maybe because they haven't lost 2 in a row and since the last 2 games of the season, right?
Yeah, and oddly enough, this team, whatever they have came out and said in their press conference on their off days, they have done. When they came out and they have said, "We watched this. We're going to," when Cooper guaranteed that one win, they came out and did it. These last 2 days, the only comments I've been seeing is from Stamkos, Cooper, Hedman, Pointer, all of them saying they've watched the video, they know what they did wrong. I think Cooper's famous one that I've now seen like 6 times was about a recipe, and if you don't follow the recipe, you're not going to cook well or whatever. And tonight, I think they followed the recipe.
No, they did. They were off their game. They were slow for Game 1, and they just never played Lightning hockey. And tonight, they definitely did. And there's Jesse. What's up, Jesse? Do you think the fans will affect the Lightning in New York? Says I doubt it, but interested in what you all think. So I remember some comments after the Florida series, like towards the beginning, and the first 2 games were on the road, where hold on, I got crap holding up on my computer here. So I remember some quotes from the players from the interviews after games, and they were talking about how having the fans back in the stadium even like kind of like gave them a boost. It was kind of pumping them up. So I don't think it'll be a big deal. Like we saw from the Lightning, the last 2 series, they've only lost 2 games on the road. Or no, wait, they've lost 2 on the road. They lost the Florida Game 5, and they lost 1 in No, they only lost 1 on the road so far.
Yeah.
So I don't think New York's going to be any different. I know it's like loud up there. I know they have a good atmosphere.
They sit on top of each other. It's louder. It's going to be a mixture of Carolina and Florida. Florida, I think, had they been completely full, could have been almost as loud as the Islanders, but that arena is known to give players problems. The thing is you have so many veterans on this team that I think they're going to be able to overcome it. I mean, you got Maroon, you got McDonough, you Stammer, Kucherov, Point, just Hetty. All the big ones they're not going to get caught in the limelight.
Yeah. What did you think of Hetty's play tonight? So he got on the scoreboard tonight. I thought he was all over the place tonight. What about you?
I was going to say, what injury?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if they're giving him some kind of horse tranquilizer or what's going on for him, because he was skating like the old Victor Hedman tonight. And, of course, all reports are saying he has a torn groin, that he's going to have surgery on the off season. But if so, then kudos to him on the kind of groin he has, because that man was skating all over. And I thought it was really the best one was when he switched spots with Stamkos. I mean, it totally threw the Islanders off. NBC even replayed it twice to show how confused the Islanders were from that. And he just snipes it. And for me, the Islanders letting the blue line score, that's it. That once you let them in, look who's here. The goddess herself, Miss Sonia Bryson. Courtesy.
The voice of the Lightning. Yeah, I thought the power play remember, it was the last power play that they had where Hedman scored that goal, where they did change it up a little bit. So now I'm really interested to kind of see what happens next game with that power play, because they were one
Hedman scored
5
again, but it didn't score. It hit the crossbar. But almost everybody in the arena thought they scored. He scored.
Yeah.
Hetty thought he had scored. I mean, he's now. I thought the other series he was more of an assist. Now that he got that goal in, I think he was tired of hearing about the blue line not scoring and the questions every single interview. I think I saw it from every Lightning beat writer. I think I saw it from every national beat writer about how the blue line hasn't scored. The blue line hasn't scored. They spoke with Hetty. And I think now he's just like, he's going to go for it. Now that you unleashed him, now he's just going to start shooting. He's not going to have that pass mentality now.
Good. He should. He needs to go back to Conn Smythe Hetty, who was scoring goals like crazy last playoffs. Yeah, I mean, if he starts heating up and scoring goals and some of the other defenders follow suit, then watch out, because that's, we talk about the secondary scoring from the third line and fourth line, but man, when you can start to add some in from the blue line, and look at like Jan Ruda's goal, like that's what drives me crazy about the Lightning, is they love to pass so much and get that beautiful tic-tac goal. But look at Jan Ruda's goal. Like, I mean, it was a nice shot. Yeah, I mean, what Kevin says here is not wrong. What a snipe. But like sometimes all you got to do is put it on net. I don't even think he was really screened that bad on that one, Varlamov. So it's tough.
Ruda was calling for that, and he had his stick way cocked back. He was ready to slap that shot as soon as he got it. He called for it and sniped it right over his shoulder.
And it wasn't exactly a smooth pass either. It was not flat on the ice. It was moving. So there you go, all you Ruda haters. He's our biggest contributor offensively. No, that's not even fair to say with Edmund on the team.
No, because I think I took a screenshot of one of the stats that they put that Ruda does not 0 career playoff goals before this, no goal this season. First goal in his last 82 regular season games. So, yeah, he's not known for scoring. I mean, that's kind of one of those players where you double up on, another player and just say, well, if he shoots it, it's him against Varlamov. Varlamov will win 99% of that time. Well, I like tonight's 1%.
Yeah. And then, since the stash isn't here tonight, I have to throw out what he will say, which is actually 100% right. Talking about how, just throwing the puck on net, especially if there's a defender in front of you, can totally backfire. And you saw that happen in one of the Vegas Colorado games in overtime, where Mark Stone blocks a shot, brings it down, and scores the game-winning goal in overtime. So the Lightning haven't really had any kind of like bad puck luck like that. I mean, they've had some bad puck luck, you could say, throughout the playoffs, but not like that. So it's a good. I mean, maybe that's why we haven't been seeing the defenders scoring as much, is because they're not taking those chances that they know can, bite them in the butt when they do give up that block shot.
That the Islanders scored tonight, that was some bad puck luck. It bounced right. McDonough was trying to clear it. And
did he get a stick on it? I thought it was more like a rebound, and it was. You're right. It was like right on his stick, and then no goalie's going to have time to react to that. So yeah, you definitely did. That's what I was definitely thinking about that. So we didn't even really get to have like the pre game one show. We never got your thoughts on how many games you think that this series is going to go.
I thought 6. After tonight's game, I think 5. But I think they lose 1 in New York. And then that's it. I think maybe we take the first game in New York. I think maybe New York will lay back and see how. I'm wondering. It's gonna be interesting to see if Trotz changes the matchups or if he leaves the matchups the same. But I say we take 1, at least the next one in New York, and then maybe they get game 4, and then we take game 5 and game 6. But this does guarantee that we have a game 5 at Emily on Monday night. And for anybody that
yes, it does.
The Lightning fly out tomorrow at noon. Or no, 1 o'clock. So if you want to go to the airport at Shelter, Tampa, put it in Google. We'll take you right there. They fly out at 1. You got to be there by noon to send them off.
There you go. Send them off in style. Off to Long Island for 2 games against the Islanders. Yeah, a lot of people saying Bolts in 5 in the chat. I mean, you guys realize that that's like we're winning the next 4 games for us to win in 5. I just don't see that happen. I'm going to stick with what I've been saying all playoff series for all of the series that we've had, Bolts in 7. Because so far it's worked out pretty well.
And I've done Bolts in 6 everything. But I say if we come home, if we sweep the Islanders in their own barn and we come home and can close it out, you're going to have another game of your life by Vasi. They're not going to want to go back to New York. So I think it's going to be telling on these next 2 games. If they can close it out at home on Monday, it's going to be lights out.
Yeah, if they can steal 2, I agree. They come home, game 5, chance to win it at home. I don't see them dropping the ball there. And yes, Vasi, 3 straight series shutout wins in those games to close out the series. So, It's I just don't see it happening in 5 games. 6 is a little bit more possible, but you got to remember the Islanders have been having a lot of good opportunities. They don't play like us. They don't kind of manufacture the opportunities that we do, cycling the puck and some of the things that we do, but they somehow like they get turnovers. They forecheck and they somehow get really good opportunities. And even tonight, I counted 3 or 4 times where they hit the post, and of course we hit some posts and crossbars as well. But they seem to really capitalize on their opportunities, and I don't know if Vasi can really kind of straighten things out and really play shutdown goaltender, which isn't easy to do. Then we're talking about a whole different series here. But I still see this thing going at least 6 or 7, and I'll just go with that 7 number that I've done all playoffs since it's got us here so far.
And if we do another 4-2 game, don't be surprised if there's a goalie switch for the Islanders. Sorokin, he won their 4 games against Pittsburgh. So he's another one of those. He would be a 1B. So don't be surprised if people start going after Varlamov if – I mean, I was reading Twitter. Some people are saying, oh, it's because of Braden Point hitting him. But here's the fun fact. Even the Islanders beat writer and their fans were saying that was a bad call. So I got to give them credit when their own fans are saying that was a bad call. I saw we better capitalize because there'll be a makeup call coming. Barry Trotz has confirmed Varlamov was pulled by the spotter to be checked after the collision. Point was asked if he got an explanation why he was penalized when he was cross-checked from behind. He said he was happy Varlamov returned, didn't want to collide with him, said rough was a tough job there. It happens fast. I can't really blame anyone. So that's what Point. Point is such a diplomatic person, and he won't say – I'll never forget the one time I was like, can you just say I'm Braden fucking Point? And he's like, no, I can't say that. I'm like, really? And he's like, no. He's like, I can't. I was like, oh my goodness. So he's just a real world-class guy because I could see him cussing out on that ice tonight after that was called. But he definitely wasn't saying in this press conference.
Oh, you can tell he's a nice guy. Even as they were kind of showing him after the play, he's like, he's telling the guy to look at the replay because
Right,
he's
he's
like,
like,
I didn't go
watch
after
the
your
play.
goalie. Look what happened. Like I got checked into your goalie. But no, like I said earlier, the thing that drove me crazy about that play, actually 2 things that drove me crazy about that play is one, we've already seen it during the playoffs so far where Cooch got shoved into the goalie and also got a penalty. But other than that, the thing that really bothered me is Point got attacked after that play. So basically, he's going to get the call on him after he gets thrown into the goalie by somebody, and then he's going to get jumped after the play. What about third man in? Like, what about these guys that are like going after Point after that? No call on them, at least to kind of wash the penalty. But I guess at the end of the day, it didn't really matter because you saw the Islanders did score their first goal of the game there. And then you also saw the Lightning had that goal where I guess they had 6 guys on the ice, which, by the way, the 6 guys on the ice, that they were so far behind the play. The play was in the offensive zone already for like at least, 10, 15 seconds, right? But I guess it doesn't matter if they're on the ice, they're on the ice, right? That's
real quick.
Yeah.
Christine, retype that. Oh, never mind. She did retype it.
Oh, she got it. Yeah, you got the good one on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, get those in there. We're going to do that drawing soon. We are both working remote tonight, so we're going to probably get out of here in the next 10 minutes.
Actually,
and plus
Jesse, the reason why NBC pointed that out real quick is that was actually from Boucher in the between the glass because he could hear Trot screaming at the refs. So that's the only reason why they were able to get that immediately because there was there was a couple things where they were like, we didn't even see this or whatever. But that one, he was right next to Trotz, and he said he could just hear him screaming.
Yeah, and they were showing him yelling too. He was yelling up. There were 7 guys out there.
Well,
I didn't count the 7th
I guess
guy.
he's counting the goalie.
All right. Well, sorry, Barry. It was even after that. Actually, that goal made it even for the horrible officiating in this call. So,
Yeah. Well,
it's just
a bitch. Exactly.
It's pretty concerning though. Like throughout this entire playoffs, you've seen really, really bad officiating on both sides, really, in a lot of these games, which kind of sucks. But I guess it's a hard job. Maybe I need to get into officiating.
What was it? Was damn! I was at the beginning of the game, but someone tweeted, "I miss Sutherland," and the other one that called the game the other night, and they're like, "We missed those ones that wasn't calling shit."
Yeah, I mean there were a lot of calls. There were a lot of no calls, I should say, that weren't called. I remember Braden Point was forechecking. He stole a puck from someone, and he definitely got hooked. It was a no call. But I mean that's the kind of stuff that you see in the playoffs, like the smaller penalties that were penalties in the regular season. They just aren't, and we still saw a lot of penalties this game. Although a lot of them were 4-on-4, but we still saw power plays where the Lightning had 5. They scored 1 goal, and New York had the 1 goal on 4 different power play attempts. Yeah, I agree with Greg's comment here. I thought the crowd was loud, and it came through on my TV from far, far away. So I was very happy to see the crowd was loud.
I can tell that the mics are closer to the ice, because you definitely could hear everything that was happening on the ice, especially when the refs were saying offsides, when it was a delayed offsides and stuff like that, to where some of the other ones are more in the fans. I could definitely hear Greg all night long, Greg Wolf.
Yep.
I could hear him all night doing it. I want to say something about this, because normally I am at the games, so I don't get to see this, and then I do the usually the watch parties on the away games, so I don't get to hear NBC. I didn't see where they were against us. I thought they were pointing out good and bad about both teams.
Yeah,
I didn't really.
I usually don't think it's bad. Yeah, I usually don't think it's that bad. I feel like they try to call it pretty evenly, and we hear what we hear, which is them not talking good things about our team. There were a couple times this game where it was who was Eddie Olczyk, whatever the play-by-play guy name. He was saying some things that I thought he didn't seem to like Tampa tonight, but I think overall NBC just plays it pretty fair. I think the exception to that is with Boston and who was it, Pittsburgh. They always seem way more biased with those 2 teams than anyone else. But I don't know. They're excited about the Islanders team.
I was trying to think of it tonight, and I'm like, okay, but what do you? Yeah, they're gonna say that's a good play by the Islanders. What would you rather them say? That was a sucky play by Tampa, just so they'll announce Tampa. I thought they did a great job about the whole Coleman's birth. They did a pretty good thing about that. They were talking all about how he was able to get there. They were saying how cute she was. They showed the little video. I thought they were complimenting Bassey quite a bit. They were on Varlamov's jock at the beginning, but he had some great saves against us. And then I thought they were saying good things about Bassey. Barzell was last year. I think they had a drinking game last year where every time NBC said Barzell, you were supposed to take a shot. But yes.
Well, they do love Barzell, and yes. Barzell's been a guy that's been heating up the last couple games of the playoffs. He's got what? I think they said 6 straight goals or 6 straight games or something like that now. So
yeah, and Point
he has been. Yeah, but I feel like they don't talk about point as much. But it's like I said before. I think it's one of those things where it's like we only hear like the negative stuff that we don't want to hear. We kind of phase out the praise that they do give the Lightning as the defending champs. So, don't get used to it, I guess, because next year it's going to be on ESPN and TNT or TBS or something. So, bye NBC in a couple more weeks here.
I think we'd be stupid if we don't. Oh, I don't know. How much social media have you been on?
I've been on none. I've been out of the loop of everything lately. So
I think it'd be stupid if we don't talk about the Sergachev stopping after the game the other night.
Oh, I did see that. I did see that.
Everywhere. It's been picked up. I think it was picked up by national broadcasts now. And that's painting a great limelight on our team and our players. For anybody that's been in a cave the last week. The other night after a game, there was a gentleman visiting. He's actually in Thunderbolts and had posted that day how to meet player, or he wanted the full experience. So it's really funny that at the end he was able to get the full experience. He was just walking down the street, leaving the arena, wearing a Sergachev jersey. Sergachev pulled up next to him on the street, got out, signed it. Yes, it was his first ever game. And he wasn't even from here. Sergey pulled up, got out of the car, autographed it, and then took a picture with the kid. So really classy on Sergachev's part. I know I had posted in the group that I've seen him get in a fight with his girlfriend just to stay there and sign autographs for fans back in the day when that could happen. So really classy guy. I hope he gets into the scoring next game.
Yeah, pile it on. Let's see all these defenders put a couple in. McDonough, he's been there before. Sergachev, he's got some offensive skills. So, yeah, let's see these guys start lighting up the scoreboard here.
This is the funniest thing.
I don't know what his Thunderstruck championship belt is.
Now, read that again. Thunder what?
Thunderstruck.
Okay, so there's these guys, the Warriors. They're like dressed up like the Ultimate Warriors / meets the Lightning, and they also do woodwork, I believe. They had a belt, the first round that said Thunderstruck, and it's like a championship belt, almost a play on that belt that Killer had. And then the second Ultimate Warrior Bolts fan made one too, and it doesn't say Thunderstruck on it. It says Thundersturk. And they put it on the Jumbotron at the watch party at least 10 times the other night. And so I hope he knows that it says, by now someone has told him it's misspelled.
Easy fix, right? A little glue gun action. And we're Thunderstruck again. Or maybe you keep it the same because, there's like rare instances where they like have made like, like coins and stuff where it's got like the wrong, like something wrong. Like instead, it doesn't say "In God We Trust" or whatever. It says something else. and those are the ones that are worth like $1 billion. So, hey, maybe you keep that Thunderstruck championship belt and it'll be worth more. Well, let's we got anything else? You want to do this drawing? I know we don't have Stash here, so the Stash is usually good for about 40 minutes of just rambling talk. And it's kind of weird when he's not here.
No, let's do this drawing.
All right, cool. Let's share it. By the way, last chance to get in, hashtag We the Thunder. You got about 15 seconds to get it in there. I'm going to share my screen here. We got over 20 people in here, it looks like. And this is for a T-shirt. Can you see the drawing, Thomas?
Yeah. It's so weird because I'm in Pensacola, so I'm an hour behind. Yeah, I can see it. I'm an hour behind.
Cool.
Are you drunk?
I think we No, I keep activating the like voice thing because I usually don't use this computer, and it's like it keeps muting the you. So anyway, I'm just gonna hit draw, and we're gonna see who wins here. So this is for a Smack apparel shirt, and just hit us up in the DM, and we'll make sure we get that out to you, Connor Shepard. All right, Connor, you are the winner for today. So we will, if you want to shoot us a chat, let us know what Smack apparel shirt you want, what size you need. What we're going to do is we're going to give away one of those every single post-game show. And hey, we're running out of post-game shows. So if you guys want to make sure you get some of that cool gear from Smack apparel, you can use Lightning 2021 when you check out and get 21% off your Bolts gear and be a champ like Braden Point, number 21 for the Bolts, who has been on fire lately. All right, Thomas, what else we got here? Any cool comments?
No, go Bolts. And let's take it to the Islanders. And
I thought you were gonna say something else there.
I was reading Ty George's last comment there. I just got off and I was like, what?
Ty used to call in all the time, but sorry, Ty, we're heading out tonight. We've been on for about an hour, and not much else to talk about. Big win tonight for the Bolts.
We're in different locations. Are you actually in Eastern time zone?
I'm still in Eastern, yeah.
I'm in Central, and so all my phone and everything changed time, but my computer doesn't automatically change. So I've been looking at this thing going, it's 12 and I got to get up early in the morning. And then my phone just said it's only 11 o'clock. So I can go another hour. Let's go. Part 2.
Well, if we can get Ty George to call in.
No, time to go.
Yes. No, then that is the only thing that will keep me on this show for longer. I mean, I don't have much else to do. I'm in the middle of nowhere right now, so I would love if Ty George can call in here on his phone or whatever. Well, I'm going to give it another couple minutes here to see. Ty, are you going to be able to or no? It might be like driving or something. Although if he was working, I don't know if you watched the game either.
No Redfish or Baby Killer calls. Did I even see him today?
No Baby Killer. Here's the link. Here is the link. There you go. Get in here. But I think Thursday night I'll be back in my comfort zone of the Thunderdome where I normally do this show. So I'll be back to screenshots and all the normal stuff that we do.
I will be still here.
Yes, Thomas Cooley is going to be remote for the rest of the playoffs, possibly.
No, Stanley Cup, I will be home. But right now, until July 2nd, I'm here.
Hey, if anyone's still out there watching, I know we said we're going to end the show, but we're going to give it another 5, maybe 10 minutes here and see if Ty George can call in. Because, remember, he started calling in when we were doing the show last year. He was calling into a lot of the beginning shows. So I think we need some of that Ty George on this show to, repeat what happened last year. And yes, hashtag Schoolie does Distant Thunder. You didn't bring your flag or any of your stuff with you like me, though? Come on.
No, all my clothes. Look, I got it.
There you go. That counts.
Theory shirts. No, because we didn't know if we were having roommates or not. But literally, I knew nothing what I was coming up here for until last minute. Ty is logging on.
All the podcast listeners are going to be really mad when I don't cut this out because I'm just going to slap it onto the podcast feed as soon as we're done here. All right, I'm going to give Ty another couple minutes here. But if he's not on here by midnight my time, we are out of here.
I am in Pensacola. Got me working at a store near the Navy base where the Blue Angels are stationed. And they were practicing today. It was really cool to see. So if you guys ever want a free show of the Blue Angels, come to here, wherever the hell this is. What is it? What is it again? Pensacola. And then, yes, I'm at Walmart. Well, not right now. I'm in my hotel.
McDonough tonight with the most ice time, 24 minutes, more than Hedman.
Wow. He's really turning into a team leader.
Yeah, him and Chernak have been shutting down the other team's first lines.
Oh, no. Everybody hide your children and hide your wives.
There we go. If you're still there, it was worth the wait because here is man. If you're still there, it was worth the wait. Oh, I can hear myself. That's horrible. You gotta mute the stream, man. There you go.
No, I had my it was on my phone. So it was on a delay.
Did you watch the game?
I watched some of it. I was working, so it's above my screen, so I'm at least able to watch a little bit. Man, that fight though. Whew.
Which
one?
Oh, that freaking maroon fight.
Which one?
The first one?
The first one, yeah, the first one. I missed the second one, unfortunately.
Oh, he had a couple tonight. He started off well. I guess the first one wasn't a real fight at the very beginning of the game, and then he had one. He did have kind of a fight with who was that? He had with Martin, with Matt Martin.
Yeah, him and Martin's gonna have it out.
Oh yeah.
Or Bailey. Yeah. He'll have it out with one of them too.
Yeah, and actually, we didn't give Maroon enough credit. We talked about the team being really physical tonight, Ty, but we didn't give Maroon enough credit for leading the charge with all of that, which is.
Well, he did it last series too. Remember, he started
that fourth line is just
doing the chicken dance.
Crazy.
Again.
Yep. Yeah, the fourth line's been really good. It's crazy because they're only playing 7-8 minutes a game, but they seem like they're out there a lot.
Yeah, I've been a huge Colton fan since he started, and oh my gosh, that line when he's not on that line, it's a difference on that line.
It definitely is, but yeah, he almost scored tonight, and he only had 4 or 5 minutes of ice time tonight. He barely even played, but yeah, he had a couple good chances. As Jody's saying here, next game, who throws down first? Is it Gord or Maroon? I think you think Coleman? I think
I'm going off on a limb here. I'm going to say Pally or Stamkos.
You think Stamkos is going to get in a fight?
Yeah, I think that something's going to happen where they're going to piss Stamkos off. When he does get pissed off, he's ready to go.
Maybe. I think the rest of the series is going to be like tonight. It's going to be, anyone's going to be able to drop the gloves in these.
Well, we know Trotz. Trotz doesn't let his team hold back. If they want to fight, he'll let them fight.
Yeah, but do you want to be that risky against the Lightning? Do you want to give the Lightning a chance to get more power plays against you?
You don't, but at the same time, always know that that fight could change the difference. Could get that momentum going that they need to have.
Yeah, no, it certainly did tonight. It was one of the differences in the game. It looks like, Ty, you have your own fan club already with Sean here. What's up, Sean? Sean Smokes watching you here.
Hi, Smoke. Miss you.
We've been going for an hour, so we already gave out our T-shirt, so most people left already.
That's all they come for, just the T-shirts. Oh,
pretty much. They're not even our shirts. So, but yeah. Any other thoughts on the game before we wrap this puppy up?
Well, I'm just happy we finally showed up and actually decided to play today, because last game it kind of looked like we were a little laggy and lackadaisical, but that always happens when we have those long breaks. So kind of to show you that, we're here to go, we're here to stay, and we're going to make it the whole way.
You know what it is? It's the first game at home every series. We just have to not win.
That's because we win too much and we have these long breaks.
For that game one. Did I lose you guys?
No.
No,
sorry. I'm not at home, so I all of a sudden cannot hear.
Yeah, you look like you're in
guys
some
at all.
dorm room.
It looks like you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can hear me. All right. So I can't hear you guys now. So perfect time to end the show. Did go over an hour anyway. I'd ask these guys for their final thoughts, but I can't hear them. So I'm just going to end the show right now. This has been We the Thunder. Don't forget to be the Thunder.